welcome for the first time this season off of the hardwood and onto the diamond as we bring you Henderson State softball here this afternoon. Today the Reddies will host the Lady Rangers of Northwestern Oklahoma State University. Welcome to the broadcast here at D. White Field on the campus of Henderson State. As the Reddies have played 24 games this season already, they're 12-12, 6-6 in the GAC, looking to climb up the standings, currently tied for 6th in the conference. Northwestern in the cellar right now, just 2-14 overall, 2-10 in conference play. It's been a rough start for an extremely young Northwestern Oklahoma State Lady Rangers ball club. 7 of their 9 players in the lineup for the Lady Rangers today, true freshmen. One of those true freshmen at the plate right now, leading off, number 8, the right fielder, Abby Dieter, batting .308. She will face Mallory Brewer, who gets the start in the circle today for Henderson State. First pitch, 1 strike for Brewer. Brewer, known for pounding the strike zone, works quickly and works efficiently. Brewer, the 0-1, right in there on the outside part of the plate. Count goes to 0-2. No outs, none on here in the top of the first. Reddies and Northwestern get us started on the Henderson State Sports Network. That one is laced to right field for a single. Maddie Green comes up firing from her right field position. Tried to get Dieter out at first, but Dieter beat the throw by a step and a half. First base runner on for the Lady Rangers as Dieter singles to right field. Another one of those freshmen for the Rangers stepping into the batter's box, Kaylee Johnson, batting .327 on the year. Foul ball, 0-1 count. Brewer begins this game with a 3.82 ERA and an absolutely wonderful strike to base on balls ratio. 4.5 strikeouts for every walk she has given up, the 0-1. Sawed off and sent foul left side into the Reddies dugout. 0-2 count. Dieter for the Lady Rangers just a few moments ago faced an 0-2 count and took it to right field for a single. Dieter is on first. No outs, top of the first. That's outside, ball 1. First ball of the game for Brewer. Kaylee Johnson in the 2-hole, batting second. 1-2. That is sent out of play. Johnson late. Count remains at 1-2. Dieter on first. The 1-2. Set right side. Diving stop by Dixon, the first baseman. She steps on first. And we have 1 out in the top of the first. A really nice play by Dixon. Saved another base hit from the Lady Rangers as Reddies flashed the leather here in the early going. The 0-0 count. Foul ball to Madison Freest, who is yet another true freshman. And speaking of true freshmen, Ashlyn Taylor for the Reddies has been just tearing the cover off the ball. Madison Freest is a true freshman, not too shabby. .429 this season, the 0-1. She takes that right down Broadway. 0-2 is the count. 1 out, 1 runner in scoring position as Abby Dieter stands on second base after singling and advancing. Freest fouls it back one more time. Count remains 0-2. 1 out, 1 on, top of the first. Mallory Brewer working. Brewer, a sophomore, 6-foot sophomore from El Dorado, Arkansas, was a JV player last year, but bumped up to the varsity squad very quickly. That one has popped up on the infield. It lands and will scoot away for a, oh, excuse me, that's actually going to be a foul ball, excuse me. It's got such an awkward play. The ball had so much backspin on it, and luckily no Reddies touched the ball. It landed about halfway between the catcher and the first baseman on the right side and was 10, 12 feet in play before bounding back foul. And struck her out. 1-2 pitch. Brewer gets her first punch out of the game. Down goes Freest. And we now have 2 out in the top of the first with Morgan Leneve stepping to the plate. After the first 3 batters, their batting averages really drop off for Northwestern Oklahoma State, but that one is cut off by the second baseman. Throw not in time, and Leneve in there for a single. As Dieter moves over to third base. Lindsey Williams playing second was able to keep that out of the outfield and likely saved a run. Score remains 0-0. Top first, 2 outs, the 0-0 pitch. I want to sent foul to the right side. Out of play near the parking lot. Ashley Green, the first baseman, steps into the box. The first 3 batters for Nwasu, all pretty good averages. The rest of the Lady Rangers around the Mendoza line are worse. That one skips away, but catcher Christiana Camp recovers and doesn't allow any base runners to advance. Count is even, 1-1. 2 outs, runners on the corners. The 1-1 pitch. This one is tipped foul. Count goes to 1-2 as Brewer tries to work out of trouble in the top of the first. Dieter on third, Leneve on first, the 1-2. Sent right side, hit hard, but out of play. Count remains the same, 1-2, as Puppies in the outfield chase down a ball. A little bit bigger than a tennis ball. Not sure if that dog's be able to grip it, get that in his jowls. The 1-2 from Brewer, looking to get out. Slapped right side, foul, one more time. Dixon off of her spot, but watches it roll down the right side past the Lady Rangers dugout. Beautiful day here at D. White Field. If you're not doing anything, come by. Really first taste of spring we've had. The 1-2, 2 out. She struck her out. Brewer in and out of trouble in the top of the first. The Reddies look to get on the board. When we head to the bottom half, you are listening to the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Brewer forces the Lady Rangers to strand 2 runners on the corners in the top of the first. The Reddies come up to bat in the bottom half. Give you the starting lineup now for Henderson State. Batting leadoff and playing the shortstop position, the 2-time GAC reigning freshman of the week, Ashlyn Taylor. Taylor moves from the 9-hole to the leadoff spot, batting .470, leading the Reddies this season in average. In the 2-hole, Marcelo Lopez playing center field. Batting third, Abby Moore at third base. In the DH spot, Monica Monreal. Maddie Green plays right field. On the other corner outfielder is Kaylee Reese. First base, Alyssa Dixon. Behind the plate and batting eighth, Christiana Camp. And finally, the second leadoff position in the 9-hole is Lindsey Williams, restarting the Reddies offense with a .340 average. On the mound today for Northwestern Oklahoma State University is Carly Murray. Murray making her 9th appearance and 8th start. It's been a rough start to the season for her. Murray brings a 10.22 ERA into this game. She is 0-7 on the year. 0-0 count. Taylor steps into the box. Swings of the first pitch. Strike one. Taylor's been very aggressive this season. Only 2 base on balls in 66 at-bats, but the aggressiveness hasn't hurt her. Astronomical .470 batting average, the 0-1. Swung on, missed. Taylor's eyes widening, as usually in the past she's hitting second inning, third inning before she gets up to the plate. She's leading things off for the Reddies today. Murray checks her wristband for the count, 0-2. That is sliced to the right side and drops in there for a single. A little bit of a dying quail as Taylor continues a scorching freshman season with a leadoff single. Marcelo Lopez steps into the right side of the batter's box as a left-handed hitter, so both teams start the game with singles to right field. Taylor pushed that down the line. Both singles to right field, both on 0-2 counts. Lopez leads the Reddies in sacrifice bunts. We'll see if she squares. She does, pops it up and out of play. Lopez, one of two Henderson State batters to be over the 400 threshold this season, joining Taylor. Lopez at 403. Lopez, a 5-foot junior from Wichita Falls, Texas, and a transfer from Incarnate Word. The 0-1. Lopez squares to bunt. Another foul ball. And they're going to call her out. Apparently Lopez stepped out of the batter's box as she put that bunt down. Henderson State unable to get the job done as Taylor remains on first with one out, and Abby Moore stepping to the plate. Abby Moore, a 5'5" freshman from North Richland Hills, Texas. A lot of young guns in this Reddies lineup. Moore and Taylor have been outstanding so far. Moore leaves it low. 1-0 count. One out. Bottom one. Ashlyn Taylor stands on first base after slicing a single to the right field, Moore gets a load of that one. Too high, not deep enough as the center fielder tracks it down. That's McElroy back there, and the Reddies have two outs. The wind blowing out to left field. If you kind of send it up into that left field, left center vortex, the wind might do the rest for you, but not enough there by Moore as Monica Monreal steps into the batter's box. Monreal's played in 7 games, started 5. She bats cleanup, 0-0 pitch. Just catches the outside part of the plate. Monreal, 5'5", freshman from Enos, Texas. 0-1. Outside, snap throw to first, gets away from the first baseman. Taylor stays put. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Taylor singled to the right side to start the inning. Lopez unable to get a bunt down. And Green flied out to center field, the 1-1. Monreal sends it foul. Back behind us to the right side. Dangerous area to park. 1-2, 2 outs. Monreal batting .231 on the season. Looking for her first RBI, the 1-2. That one is out of play, lands just in front of us. Just a few inches away from bouncing up into the press box here and giving Hunter Lively a new thing to add to the budget, which would be a new live stream camera. So almost a very unlucky start to this one. 1-2, 2 outs. Murray for the pitch. That's outside. It's low. Count evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2, Ashlyn Taylor, stands on first. The 2-2 to Monica. Swung on, missed. Strike 3. 0-0 after 1. Brewer retakes the mound after a break on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. 0-0 after the first. The Lady Rangers stranded 2. The Reddies stranded 1. Just on first base, though. Caden Cunningham, the left fielder, batting 6th in the box. The 0-0 pitch. And she offered at it. Tried to pull the bat back. Unable to do so. Cunningham above the Mendoza line, but she sends that one to left field, and that is inches foul unfortunate for Cunningham, who's trying to up that average. Cunningham brings a .220 average into today's ball game. Cunningham, one of the 7 true freshmen in the lineup for the Lady Rangers. Going through some struggles right now, but maybe have the makings of some building blocks. This one is grounded back to Brewer. She turns, fires to Dixon. A little low, but Dixon has no problem. 1 out in the top of the second. Bailey Whitener looking for her first hit as she steps into the batter's box. She's played in 4, started 1, 6 at-bats. Nothing to show for it. Grounded to short. Taylor pops and fires and underthrows Alyssa Dixon. That is going to be an error, as Whitener remains hitless, but does her job and gets on base for the Lady Rangers. Credit that an error to Ashlyn Taylor, her first in quite some time. Taylor had a few mistakes early on. She's kind of getting the jitters out of her system, but that's the first error in a few weeks for Taylor. Is first pitch of the at-bat is inside to Lindsay McElroy, the center fielder, batting just .138, right-handed batter. The 1-0, 1 out. This one is chopped back to the shortstop. Taylor flips to Williams at second. They get the force play, but not in time to turn and fire to first for the possible double play. The Reddies do get the lead runner, and we have 2 outs in a quick top of the second. 9-hole hitter Morgan Kirk batting .150. That's inside. Kirk brings the bat off her shoulders, but does not offer at the pitch. 1-0 count, 2 out. Runner on first. Chopped foul. Camp goes and retrieves from her catching position. 1-1 count, 2 outs. This one is sent deep down the left field line over the head of Reese and gone. Morgan Kirk turns on it and busts it out of the park. Her first home run of the year. And Nuwasu strikes first. The worst hitting team in the league flexes their muscles, and they have a 2-0 lead in the top of the second. Kirk turned on that pitch, and that one got out in a hurry. Kirk looked much better than a .150 average right there, showing some power from the 9 spot. That was impressive. Abby Dieter back up for her second at-bat of the day. Single to right field in the first. Brewer paints the black on a 0-0 count. 0-1, 2 outs, 2-0. Lady Rangers just hit a 2-run home run down the left field line. The 0-1. Fouled back, 0-2. Dieter, no problem in her earlier at-bat, hitting with 2 strikes. Sent a single to right field. She advanced to third, but was stranded. The 0-2 from Brewer. This one is sent right side. A nice catch by Dixon. Good footwork and makes the snag. That's the 3rd out, but the Lady Rangers get on the board with a home run from Morgan Kirk. Lady Rangers leading 2-0 heading into the bottom of the second on the Ready Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Lady Rangers, who have had a lot of trouble hitting the ball this season, strike first in the top of the second. Nuwasu last in batting average, last in slugging, last in on-base percentage, last in runs, last in RBIs. But no problem, as they've got 3 hits and 2 runs as Maddie Green steps up to the plate. Green, the right fielder, batting fifth. The 0-0 count. Green thought about laying down a bunt. Green not known for her speed, more known for her power. Just wanted to see the ball from a different angle possibly. 1-0 count. Green leading off the bottom of the second. Fouled back. Just missed the press box back here. Let's have a target on our backs today. 1-1 count. Green was scorching hot through the first 10 games. Batting .500 has since cooled off a little bit, going through a little bit of a slump. 1-1 count. Brewer lays down the bunt, and that goes foul. Green batting .348 on the season, 24 total hits, 10 runs scored, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 18 RBI. Sophomore 5'6" from Keller, Texas. Had a fantastic freshman season, batted up in the 360s. Few practice swings from Green. The 1-2. Leaves it low in the dirt, or in the turf. Turf field here at D. White. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Maddie Green looking to get things going for the Reddies in the bottom of the second on a beautiful day here at D. White. 2-2. Swung on and missed. High heat. Green couldn't handle it. And Carly Murray looking really solid in the early going. Murray bringing that 10.22 ERA down into the single digits. Murray doesn't look like a pitcher who's having so much trouble over the course of the season. Kaylee Reese takes her first turn. Reese got off to a slow start, but has now had a hit in 13 of the last 15 games for the Reddies. The 0-0. That's bloop to left field. Gonna be caught over there by Cunningham. Cunningham shields her eyes and makes the play. As a quick bottom of the second developing. Just a handful of pitches for Carly Murphy. The first baseman, Alyssa Dixon, up to the plate, 5'7" junior from Denton, Texas, inserted into the lineup against Arkansas Tech after playing very sparingly in the non-conference. The 0-0 to Dixon. Takes strike 1. Belt high, right down the middle. Dixon had an up-and-down series last weekend versus Southern Nazarene. You can say that for the whole Reddies team. They lost 3 of 4. 0-1. Dixon leaves it. It's a bit high. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Reddies have not threatened so far. Nuwasu, the game's only runs on a 2-out, 2-run home run. The 1-1 outside. Dixon batting .314. But the on-base percentage over 100 points higher at .429. Dixon has drawn 7 walks. The 2-1 to Dixon. Left it low. Just 1 pitch away from our first base on balls of the afternoon. Carly Murray, this Lady Rangers pitcher, does not offer up a lot of free passes. Only 8 walks in 34 innings pitched. The 3-1. Well, that's strike 2, and the count runs full. Wind starting to pick up and blow some papers around back in the press box. Wind really whipping around today. Weather.com says it's at 10 miles an hour. It looks more like 20, maybe more. 3-2. Chop to the second baseman, and Dixon is out, beaten by a step. Johnson makes the play for the Lady Rangers, and the Reddies unable to scratch a run across as they trail by 2 heading into the top of the third on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Lady Rangers up at the top of the third. They lead 2-0. Strike one to Kaylee Johnson, who laced a ground ball to Alyssa Dixon, advanced the runner, but she was out in the first. She sends that to short. Taylor across the diamond makes the play. 1 out as Brewer continues to work very quickly and absolutely pound the strike zone right now. She is painting the corners. 34 pitches, I believe, for Brewer. 30 strikes. That is unbelievable. This one is sent left field over the head of Kaylee Reese. Gone. A power surge right now for the Lady Rangers. They are using the wind behind their backs as Madison Freest shows you why she's a candidate for GAC Freshman of the Year. Goes deep for the second time this season, her 15th RBI, and the Lady Rangers have now used 2 long balls to take a 3-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. Lady Rangers certainly not looking like the worst hitting team in the league right now. They have gone deep twice already. A rare ball, 1-0 count to Morgan Leneve. Leneve batting .225 but singled in the first. That one is sent deep to the right side and out of play. Green over there and right had a beat on it but was obstructed by the fence. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run across in the top of the third. The 1-1, that is sent to Green in right. She takes a false step, camps under it, makes the play, 2 outs, top 3, but already the damage has been done as Lady Rangers have hit their second home run of the day, both to left field. 0-0. Fouled off by Ashley Green, batting .222 on the season. Struck out in her first at-bat. It's one of 2 strikeouts today for Brewer. This one is thrown about 45 feet for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Neither of those runs in the second inning were earned. The 1-1. Strike 2, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Neither runs were earned because the Reddies should have been out of the inning. But an error on the Henderson State infield kept things alive. The 1-2. That is sent to shortstop. Taylor makes the play across the diamond. The Reddies are out of the inning, but again, the damage is done. Nuwasu extends the lead. They're up 3-0. Henderson State looks to get the bats going on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Welcome back to our first broadcast of the 2019 season for Henderson State softball. Glad to be with you. Cyrus Wittig bringing you all the action. We'll have everything from D. White Field, every home game for the rest of the season. Reddies 12-12 on the year, 6-6 in the GAC, right even, taking on the Lady Rangers, who are in the cellar of the conference, but don't look like it. They're up 3-0 as we enter the bottom of the third. Christiana Camp bats for the first time here in the bottom half. 0-0. Camp takes strike 1. Camp, a 5A junior from Bald Knob, Arkansas. Camp batting just .222, but more than half of Camp's hits have gone for extra bases. She leads HSU with 4 home runs on the season. The 0-1. Camp swings and misses. Henderson State has had some trouble here against Carly Murray, who came into this game going through a lot of trouble. Murray entered this game with a double-digit ERA, But no trouble so far for Murray. The 0-2. Camp leaves it outside. Close, but no cigar. 1-2 to the junior. Camp, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 10 runs, 10 hits on the season. She's also drawn 9 walks and been hit by a pitch 3 times. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled back by Camp. Camp has played most of the games here for most games for the Reddies at the catching position. Played in 23 of the Reddies' 24 games, making 18 starts. The 1-2 leaves it just low. Just bit at the. Really trying to bite at the knees. Got the shins. Count even 2-2. Camp swings, fouls it straight down and back foul. Camp battling here. Reddies trail 3-0 in the bottom of the third. Lady Rangers really struggling with the bat in hand coming into this one, but you wouldn't know it with the way they've swung it. 3 runs, both of them coming on home runs. They stranded 2 in the first, then got a 2-run home run on a line drive over the left field fence in the second from Morgan Kirk that got a solo shot from Madison Freest in the top of the third. Murray takes a look at that glove. Outside, 3-2 count. Not the glove. Murray's got a quarterback wristband. Got the maybe the signs on it. Taking a glance at her wrist before most of these pitches. The count is full to Camp. She strikes out. Reddies swinging through a lot of pitches right now. Henderson State brings a really nice batting statistics into this game, but haven't done a lot of damage so far. The Reddies as a team hitting .299 in conference play, but as a team overall hitting .321. Not getting it done so far today, just 1 hit with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Lindsey Williams, the second baseman, bats 9th. She chops it to third, tries to beat it out, can't do it. Nice throw across the diamond from Whitener. 1 pitch, 1 out, and 2 down here in the bottom of the third as Ashlyn Taylor steps to the plate for her second opportunity of the game. She has the Reddies' sole hit today. She sliced a ball to right field, dropped right in front of Dieter, playing the 9 spot. 2 outs, nobody on, the 0-0. Taylor sends it to left field, a line drive, that's over the head of Cunningham. Taylor's looking for 2. She will stroll in with a Cadillac double, and the Reddies have their first duck on the pond here in the bottom of the third with Marcela Lopez stepping into the box. Lopez, a lot of times a threat to bunt, but not looking for the bunt in this situation. Need Lopez to gear up and send this one into the outfield for the Reddies' first run in a 2-out rally as Ashlyn Taylor stays scorching hot. That average got to be close to 500. The 0-0 to Lopez. Strike 1. Taylor came into this game batting .470. She's now at .485. Not to be outdone by Madison Freest on the Lady Rangers. An impressive freshman over there. Lopez swings through that pitch. Strike 2. Madison Freest for the Lady Rangers, also a true freshman like Taylor. Freest batting .429 coming into the series. Has a home run, a solo shot in the third in the top half of this inning. The 0-2, 2 outs. Ashlyn Taylor standing on second base. Murray steps off the rubber after looking at that guidebook on her wrist. The 0-2. Upstairs, ball 1 to Lopez. 1-2 count. 2 outs. Reddies trail 3-0 in the bottom half of the third inning. Reddies have 2 hits, only 2 base runners, both hits from Ashlyn Taylor. The 1-2. Lopez goes the other way out of play. stays alive, still looking for her pitch. Lopez, average drop now below 400, but still pretty impressive for the transfer from Incarnate Word. 397, started the series at 403. Leaves that upstairs as well. 2-2, 2 out, bottom of the third. Corner infielders playing a step or two in. Whitener closer to the plate than the first baseman Green. The 2-2. Lopez lifts it to left, and that's the third out. Cunningham makes the catch. Righties strand their first base runner in scoring position. They remain scoreless, and down by 3-0 heading into the top of the fourth against the Lady Rangers on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. The Reddies trail 3-0 against the Lady Rangers of Northwestern Oklahoma State. Caden Cunningham swings through strike one. Cunningham made the third out, or caught the third out that the Reddies made in the bottom of the third, as Marcelo Lopez unable to drive Ashlyn Taylor in from second. Cunningham sends it to Taylor, the shortstop. Taylor rise and fire. Nice dig from Dixon. Scratched the turf, but Dixon makes a nice play over there at first to expel the potential base runner. 2 pitches and an out in the top of the first. Bailey Whitener takes a strike right down the middle. Whitener playing third. And in the 7-hole today, Whitener reached on an error and came around to score. She takes strike 2 as Brewer continues to pound that strike zone. Whitener reached on an error. Kirk later homered. 0-2. Outside. Gets the paint, but it's the paint of the opposite batter's box. Count 1-2, 1 out. Lady Rangers up 3-0. The 1-2. Swung on, set to shortstop again. Taylor charges, throws, out. Taylor very busy in this one. Already with a handful of assists across the diamond. That is Taylor's 5th assist of the ball game. She's got 1 error. Unfortunately, it was pretty costly. That is sent high, but to short right field. Green coming on. She makes the play. 1-2-3 extremely quickly for the Lady Rangers. Henderson State needs to get it going, though, as we head to the bottom fourth. Reddies trail 3-0 on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to the Henderson State Sports Network here at D. White Field on a beautiful early spring day, mid-March. We've been waiting on this weather for a long time, it seems like. And we've got a beauty. Pitching a beauty right now is Carly Murray on the mound in the circle for the Lady Rangers. She has allowed just 2 base runners through 3 innings. Abby Moore takes strike 1. Moore, last time out, sent a major league pop-up into center field. Was tracked down easily by McElroy. The 0-1, Moore to third, hit hard across the diamond, 1 out. Whitener has been flawless from her hot corner position as Lady Rangers have not made an error so far today. Monica Monreal back in the batter's box, getting her 6th start of the year, batting .231 to start the series. The 0-0 to Monreal leaves it low. 1-0 count, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Reddy's being held scoreless right now. They trail 3-0 to the Cellar Dwellers, the 2-10 in GAC play Lady Rangers. This one is deep. This one is gone. Monica Monreal turns on it and sends it over the left center field wall. From nothing to something, Reddy's get their first run of the game on Monica Monreal's first home run of her career. First home run, first RBI, first extra base hit, as Monreal turns on it and sends it into the left center field vortex. Reddy's on the board. Hopefully that jump starts them here in this ball game. 3-1. All runs today scored by way of the long ball. That one was a no-doubter off the bat of Monreal. Maddie Green looking to duplicate that. I would take a base runner anyway. Green, again, started so hot this season, was batting .500 through 10 games. Going through a little bit of a slump now, just 4 for 22 in her last 8. The 1-0 to Green. That catches the black on the outside part of the plate. Count even now at 1-1 with 1 out, 1 run across. Already in the bottom of the 4th after a long ball from Monreal. Her first home run, her first career RBI, her first extra base hit. The 1-1. Green leaves it low. Murray's done a really good job today, not allowing any free passes. No walks. Murray has allowed just 8 free passes coming into this one in 34 1/3 innings, so very few hall passes for any batters that have faced Murray this season. Green leaves that just outside on a 2-1 count. Count now at 3-1. Just the second Reddy's batter to have reached the verge of a base on balls. Christiana Camp the other one. She struck out later after the count ran full. And just before Murray gets into her windup, looks like she's got a little hangnail issue. As we're going to have a mound visit, we'll step away for a brief moment on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back. After a brief mound visit, Murray remains out there. Count remains 3-1 to Maddie Green. Looking to get on after a strikeout in the second inning. This one is popped to the Bermuda Triangle behind the second baseman. Tough play, but it is made by the right fielder Dieter coming on. 2 outs now, bottom of the 4th. Reddies have pushed one across. I don't know if pushed is the right way to describe the way they scored. It was more pounded one across. Monica Monreal sent a no-doubter over the left center field fence for her first career home run. Kaylee Reese bats in the 6th spot with 2 outs. Looks at it for strike 1. 0-1, 2 outs. Lady Rangers lead 3-1 in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-1 to Reese. That's upstairs, ball 1. 1-1 count. Henderson State 14-6 all time against Northwestern Oklahoma State. This is just the third series ever played at D. White Field between these two teams. Henderson State 7-1 in those games. The 1-1. Reese into right field. That's going to drop for a bloop single as Reese looks to restart a two-out rally. Dieter came on hard from her right field position, but just was a step behind that as Reese picks up the fourth hit of the ball game for the Reddies with Alyssa Dixon stepping into the box. Runner on first, 2 outs. A 0-0. Dixon leaves it low, maybe a tad bit outside as well, 1-0. Dixon batting .306 on the season, but no extra base hits for her. Might be tough to score with a single here. That catches the paint. Calls and hollers of outside from the Reddies faithful. Fans here at D. White Field disagreeing with that. The 1-1 to Dixon. Slapped right side. That's a single. And on her horse is Reese. She's going third. She's going 3 over the head of the third baseman. Reese will score. Dixon to third. And the Lady Rangers boot the ball around. Really an unnecessary throw from the right fielder, Dieter. Reese was into third base easily without a throw. And the Lady Rangers throw it out of play. That allows Reese to score all the way from first base. So I just mentioned the Reddies would need an extra base hit. It's still a single with Dixon advancing 2 bags on the errors, but it's a single, and Reese is able to score from first. So the Rangers with some self-inflicted damage right there, as it looks like we may have a pinch hitter. We will. Caitlin Felder pinch hitting for the Reddies now. Felder just 10 at-bats on the season, batting .200. Big spot here. Felder leaves it low. 1-0 count with Dixon standing on third base. The 1-0 to Felder. Infield is back. Sliced back and foul into the netting. Count evens at 1. Well, Felder's been better with runners on base. 5 of her 10 at bats have been with runners on base. She's batting .400 in those situations. 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Felder also batting .333 with 1 out, also .333 with runners in scoring position, 1 for 3 in both situations. 2-1. Felder turns on it, sends it high, deep, and foul. Caught by the batting cage over there, down the left field line behind the first base dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs across already in the bottom of the fourth. Reddies will tie it with a base hit from Felder. Looks like she's offering to bunt, pulls the bat back and leaves it high, count full, 3-2. Felder currently pinch hitting in this situation for Christiana Camp. The 3-2. Foul back one more time. Felder continues to battle as this plate appearance, the pitch count on this plate appearance approaches double digits. Count remains full. Melissa Dixon on third, will not be running on the pitch, obviously. Strikeout. Felder can't put the bat on the ball. Murray gets out of a jam. The Reddies trailed by 1. They do some damage, though. Monreal goes deep for the first time in her career. The Reddies score on an error. They trail by 1 heading into the top of the 5th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to DY Field. We have a pitching change. Caitlin Felder takes over for Mallory Brewer. Felder makes her 8th appearance. She is 2-0 with a 2.33 ERA. First pitch she throws through the hole on the left side. That was hammered over there by Morgan Kirk, who was having one heck of a day from the 9-hole. Kirk already with a 2-run blast, and that's her second hit of the day. Skips past Taylor at the shortstop position. Taylor couldn't do much to get in front of that one, even if she would have gloved that. Pretty much an impossible play. This one is popped up, and going to be a double play. So very eventful 2 pitches for Caitlin Felder. Pitch number 1, a single. Pitch number 2, a double play. So we reset things. All of a sudden, 2 pitches, 2 outs. A very quick and rare inning. Kaylee Johnson to the plate. That one's way outside, so for the first time this inning, we'll have a pitch that's uneventful, or relatively so. It was a hit and run. Kirk took off. They popped it back to the pitcher. Felder, all she had to do was make the routine play or fire to first, and that's the easiest double play she'll ever have to deal with. Strike 1 evens the count at 1-1. 2 outs, no base runners. The 1-1 is outside. Felder working quickly. Felder, a 5'3" junior from Cabot, Arkansas, back on the rubber. 2-1. She evens the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Reddies got 2 last inning. Closed the gap to 1. Down 3-2 now in the top of the 5th against the Lady Rangers. 2-2. Sent back to the shortstop. Taylor makes the ranging play, spins and throws. She got him. Really nice play by Taylor. Silky smooth from short. And the Reddies go back up to bat, trailing by 1, 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Reddies Softball on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Reddies down 1-3-2. Caitlin Felder works a very interesting and quick top of the fifth. First pitch was a single, second pitch was a double play. A few pitches later, Ashlyn Taylor got the Reddies out of the inning with a spin throw to first, as the Reddies will look to equal or take the lead here in the bottom half of the fifth with Lindsey Williams, the second leadoff hitter in the 9-hole, batting leadoff right now. Lindsey slaps out at it, sends it into left field. That's a single, one pitch, one single, just like the top half, and the Reddies back in business as Williams collects her first hit of the ball game. Reddies' sixth hit as a team. Biggest one was courtesy of Monica Monreal, who back in the bottom of the fourth went deep for the first time in her career with a solo shot to left field. Williams on first, Ashlyn Taylor at the dish. Taylor swings, laces it to left field, hit that extremely hard, right on the screws, but right at the left fielder Cunningham. Unfortunate for Taylor, she could not have hit that ball any harder. Unfortunately, unable to hit it where they ain't. Two pitches, one single, one out. Marcelo Lopez looking to turn things around. 0 for 2 today. Stepped out of the batter's box earlier on an attempted bunt, then flew out to the left fielder. 0-0 to Lopez. Slap to third, and this is going to be a double play. It was caught by the third baseman. It was a hit and run. And top of the fifth double play, bottom of the fifth double play. A lightning quick fifth inning. That had to have taken less than 5 minutes. We go to the top of the sixth. The Reddies trail 3-2 to Northwestern Oklahoma State on the Henderson State Sports Network. So an eerily similar top half of the fifth and bottom half of the fifth. Right, both teams got a single to lead off, and then double plays on the hit and run. The score remains the same, 3-2, as we head to the top of the sixth inning. Madison Freest, the catcher and the standout true freshman, takes a cut at it, sends it foul, 0-1. Freest went deep earlier with a solo shot to left center in the third inning. Right now, that would be the game-winning hit of the ball game. The 0-1 to Freest. Fouled back again, this time to the right side, into the netting. Quickly 0-2 as Caitlin Felder is in her second inning of work. Felder hasn't pitched a ton this season. Just 15 total innings. The 0-2. Upstairs, too high. Freest takes for a ball. Count at 1-2. Felder 2-0, 2.33 ERA. The Ephus pitch, really, from Felder. Abby Moore, who started at third and is now catching, has to get up out of her stance to make that play. Count even 2-2. Chopped at, fouled off, hit Freest, but it wasn't out of the batter's box, so we'll reset things. Count remains the same. Freest battling here. Freest leads the Lady Rangers in virtually every single offensive category. The 2-2, Freest, another foul ball into the netting in front of the Henderson State dugout. Freest batting .429 coming into the series. The deuce from Felder. Freest waves at it and misses. One out in the top of the 6th. Really nice pitch by Felder. Took something off of that one, gave her the old Uncle Charlie. And Freest sits down for out number 1. Fouled in front of the plate for Morgan Leneve. Leneve singled in the first. Flew out to right in the third, the 0-1. Outside, count even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. No runners on. Felder got her first strikeout of her brief appearance. 1 1/3 right now, the 1-1. Low and inside, count goes to 2-1. Felder doesn't strike out a ton of batters, just averaging 2.3 strikeouts per 7 innings. The 2-1. Waved at and missed by Leneve. Count again even at 2-2 for the second batter in a row. Owasso did their damage early. 2 in the second, 1 in the third. The 2-2 to Morgan. This one is sent right side, right at Green. Green backtracks and makes the catch at the warning track. Right underneath the shade of the scoreboard here at D. White Field. A tough play because when your eye line goes from the sun to the shade in the blink of an eye with no warning, it can really make things tough, but Green, the superstar sophomore, makes the play look easy. 2 outs, but nothing and nothing. Now 1-0 to Ashley Green. Green 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a ground out. The 1-0. Green into the gap. Lopez on her horse, makes the play. Lopez wheels at center. She used him. Reddy's down by 1. We head to the bottom of the 6th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. We're here on the campus of Henderson State University. Cyrus Wittig bringing you all the action from Henderson State softball. The Reddies down 1 in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 3-2. Abby Moore at the plate as the heart of the order comes up for the Reddies, the 3, 4, and 5 hitter. Moore singles through the left side. 1 pitch, 1 base runner. Moore laced that one in between the third baseman and the shortstop. Neither of them took a step, just turned their necks and watched the ball scoot by them. We're going to have a pinch runner now as Brooklyn Jimison jogs over and takes Abby Moore's place at first. I imagine that's going to be a re-enter as Moore will come back into the game. Jimison, a senior from Palm Coast, Florida, usually a middle infielder, but right now being used as a pinch runner. She has not scored a run, not stolen a base so far this season. Monreal back at the dish. She went deep earlier today. The 0-0 to Monreal. Monreal squares to bunt and gets it down. She is out at first, but Jimison moves into scoring position. Monreal does her job, bringing Selena Mendoza to the plate. Mendoza, this will be her 20th at bat. Mendoza batting .263 on the season. Mendoza with a duck on the pond. Jimison on second base. The 0-0 to Mendoza. Mendoza swings and misses. Big Daddy hack there for Mendoza. Came up empty. 0-1 to Salina. Senior from Mesquite, Texas, and a transfer from Murray State. The 0-1. Uncle Charlie, no good. Count evens at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 base runner. It's Brooklyn Jimison pinch running for Abby Moore, who sliced a single through the left side to lead off the inning. The 1-1 to Mendoza. Mendoza fouls it back against the netting. Netting's come a little bit untied there. Yeah, the zip tie just came off of the netting, and we got a little bit of a gap now. So look alive if you're sitting in the stands right about 12 feet right of the home plate. The 1-2, Mendoza lifts it high and foul. Back behind the third base dugout. Mendoza stays alive for the time being. Again, Mendoza .263 on the season, hitting .222 with runners in scoring position. The 1-2. Lifted over the head of the second baseman, but Johnson retreats and makes the play. 2 gone as Jimison remains on second. Kaylee Reese steps into the box in a big spot. You can imagine a base hit scores and ties this game. Scores Jimison from second and would tie this game at 3. Reese a single back in the 4th. She's 1 for 2 today. Reese through the left side. Jimison going to stop at third as the infield playing very shallow. Runners on the corners now. Big spot for Alyssa Dixon. Dixon singled through the right side last time up, and that allowed Kaylee Reese to score all the way from first on an error. Dixon advanced to third, but was stranded. A base hit would surely tie this ball game at 3-3. Runners on the corners. Jimison on third. Low, 1-0 to Dixon. Jimison on third. She's pinch running for Abby Moore, who singled to lead off the inning. Kaylee Reese on first. Singled most recently, advancing Jimison from second to third. Runners on the corners, 2 out. Here's the 1-0 to Dixon. Right down the middle. Reese purposely stuck in a pickle, and this is going to score a run and tie the ball game. Reese does her job, still in a rundown, and she's going to reach second base safely. What a spectacle of base running there by Kaylee Reese. That's a stolen base, a double steal, scored out a double steal. And I think our David Sally, our sports information director, our statistician, is thankful that's a double steal instead of entering in the what was probably a 2-4-3-4-6-3, something like that. It was National Pie Day, 3.14159, whatever, yesterday. That's probably what the scorecard would have looked like had Reese gotten out. But the Reddies have tied the game with some shifty base running by Kaylee Reese. That would allow Brooklyn Jimison to come home from third. Even if they had gotten Reese, the run would have counted because it would not have been a force play. So Henderson State has tied this ball game. The 1-1 to Dixon. She slaps it to the second baseman. She is out. But the Reddies tie the ball game 3-3. We reset things going into the top half of the 7th and final inning before free softball, 3-3 on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. The Reddies tied it in the bottom of the 6th. We're now in the top of the 7th. As Alexis Morton has entered the game as a defensive substitution, subbing out Maddie Green. She'll play the 9 spot right field. And Felder starts the inning. This is number 2 at the plate for Northwestern Oklahoma State. One and one count. Alexis Bailey. This one scoots by Abby Moore to the backstop, but no harm done. No base runners on. Bailey bats leadoff this inning. 5'6" junior out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Felder, the 2-1. Saws her off down the third baseline. Rodriguez across the diamond for the first out of the inning. Nice play there by the freshman. Looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter here for Northwestern Oklahoma State. As some substitutions now, as we usually do, entering the latter half of a softball contest. Number 28 steps into the box. This is Jaden Flowers. Nothing to Flowers. Catches the outside corner. Flowers, another one of those freshmen from Yukon, Oklahoma, listed as a first baseman. Flowers swings on and misses. Flowers has played in 9 games, started 5, batting .125 on the season. The 0-2. She struck her out. Not a good appearance there for Flowers. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3 strikes, and that's the second out of the inning. Felder's second strikeout. She's worked 2 2/3. First pitch, a strike in there to McElroy. We take a break from the pinch hitters now as center fielder batting in the 8 hole pops this one up. Behind second base, and an error. This is sent back to first, and it gets behind Alyssa Dixon. As the Reddies failed to communicate, Ashlyn Taylor, looks like she may have been called off there by Marcelo Lopez, but Taylor attempted to make the play. It fell out of her glove, and that's going to be the second error today on the shortstop. As the Reddies will face the 9-hitter, Morgan Kirk, who has had one heck of a day from the 9 hole here this afternoon. A home run, a 2-run home run in the second, a single in the first. Don't want to give her an extra opportunity. The 0-1, Kirk down the third baseline. Snap throw across the diamond from Rodriguez. Gets Kirk in plenty of time. Reddies get out or avoid the 2-out rally from the Lady Rangers. They'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom of the 7th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Reddies trailed 3-0. It is tied 3-3 now as Caitlin Felder leads off possibly the winning inning for Henderson State. Felder has given the Reddies 3 scoreless innings in the circle. Now looks to give the Reddies their first base runner here in the bottom of the 7th. Fouled straight back. 0-1. Still working from the rubber is Carly Murray. She's gone 6 today. 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 strikeouts, no walks, a double, and a home run. She's faced 25 batters. Felder 0 for 1, a strikeout in the 4th. 0-1 to her. Swing and a miss. Count 0-2. Felder just looking to make contact and defend with 2 strikes. The 0-2. Nubbed behind the pitcher. Felder looking to beat this one out. Can't do it. Throw from Johnson. The second baseman beats her by a step, and the Lady Rangers expel the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 7th with Lindsey Williams getting her 3rd crack at it. Williams 1 for 2 today. Average improved just a tad. Started at 340, now at 346. Williams grounded out in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. 0-0 to Williams. And the second baseman, the sophomore, leaves it low, 1-0. 1-0 count, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th in a 3-3 ball game. Henderson State looking to get over 500 in the GAC, go to 7-6. The 1-0. Williams slaps it right back to the pitcher, and we have 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th. Reddies looking for an extra base hit to turn a pretty quiet inning into maybe a 2-out rally and a game winner. Well, if you're looking for one girl to do that, it'd be Ashlyn Taylor, who is going to step up to the dish for her 4th appearance. Taylor 2 for 3 today, and I think the hardest ball she hit was the only out she made. Taylor singled in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd, and scorched, rifled a line drive that was caught by the left fielder in the 5th. The 0-0. Taylor sends it to her shortstop position. Across the diamond, 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Rangers. Tie game heading into extra softball here in the top of the 8th. All knotted up at 3 on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Top of the 8th, Abby Dieter in the box, Caitlin Felder in the circle. Dieter, that's a foul ball off the glove of Cecily Rodriguez. Would have been a nice play as Rodriguez lunged to her right. Skips off her glove for a strike. 0-1 to Dieter. That's high and outside. Count even at 1-1. Felder today has come on in relief of Mallory Brewer. Felder 3 innings plus. It's going to be a foul ball. Just 6 inches maybe left of the line. Would have been a very tough play. May have been extra bases if Dieter could have really gotten on her horse there, but instead 1-2 count to Dieter. Dieter 1 for 3 today. The 1-2. This is sliced foul. Just back behind the Lady Rangers' first base dugout. 1-2 again. Felder pulls the Uncle Charlie, but it stays upstairs. Count even at 2-2. Dieter came into this one batting .308, up to 310 now, 1 for 3. The 2-2 to Dieter, popped her up, back behind second base. Lopez coming in though from her center field position. Lopez runs all the way into the infield to make the play. Lopez, she's got a lightning quick first step back there in center. Uses her quickness to make the first out of the inning. Top of the 8th. 1 out, the 0-0 to Kaylee Johnson. Johnson sends it foul. Count 0-1. Felder has been really good today in relief. 3 1/3 now, 1 hit. No walks, 2 strikeouts. The 0-1. On the outside corner, a beautiful pitch. Felder went to the back pocket, juiced up that ball a little bit extra, something there. The 0-2 to Johnson. Johnson slaps it right side, going to get into the outfield, and Dixon unable to get back to the bag for a possible play as Dixon left her feet to make the possible catch, but unable to do so. Johnson gets her first hit of the ball game. She's now 1 for 4, and the Lady Rangers have a base runner in the top of the 8th. Madison Freest, the most dangerous hitter for the Lady Rangers, with 1 on, 1 out in the top of the 8th. She sends that one foul down the left side. Freest, it's pretty much been an all-or-nothing day for Freest so far. 2 strikeouts and a long ball. Strikeouts in the 1st and 6th. She went deep in the 3rd. The 0-1. Freest into the alleyway. That could be, it's going to be cut off. Looked like it could have been extra bases for a split second, but cut off by Lopez. Keeping Johnson at second, not allowing Johnson to go to third on the advancement. As we're going to have a quick pinch runner. Looks like number 7, Shelby Roberson, pinch running for Freest. No doubt Freest will re-enter. This is the first real trouble Felder has been in. 2 outs, 2 runners on, 1 out, runners on first and second, with Morgan Leneve at the plate. The 0-0. Leneve scorched to the shortstop off the glove of Ashlyn Taylor, and all runners will move up. That's going to be a hit, but one that Taylor would want back right off of her glove. And the Reddies now in a very tough spot with the bases loaded. Just 1 out here in the top of the 8th. We'll take a break on the Henderson State Sports Network. Head coach Beth Jackson returns to the Reddies dugout after a brief mound visit with the infield. 1 out, the bases are loaded for Ashley Green, the first baseman, in the top of the 8th. The 0-0 to Green, a little inside, 1-0. The 1-0 to Green, in there for a strike. After a pop-up to open the inning, 3 singles in a row. Bases are loaded. The 1-1 fouled off by Green. Count at 1-2. Felder would love a strikeout here, but she's got to force at every base. Infield playing in. Play's going to be at home. The 1-2. Upstairs, just a touch above the belt. Count even at 2-2. With 1 out, the bases are loaded. 3 singles in a row following a pop-out to open this inning. The 2-2 from Felder. Into right field. That's going to score a run. At least it is dropped by Alexis Morton. It's going to score at least one, maybe two. It does. And Henderson State trails by two, 5-3, out of the glove of Alexis Morton. It would have scored at least one, but dropped by Morton as 2 runs come in to score. Henderson State has had some tough plays in this inning, but has not made them. Out of the glove of Taylor earlier, out of the glove of Morton just then, and Maddie Green will check back into right field for Morton. So tough. Henderson State only able to come back in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is going to be a tough one for Henderson State to drop against a Northwestern Oklahoma State team that's really struggled so far. Lady Rangers 2-10 in conference play, but Henderson State looking like that might help them improve to 3-10 as the Rays are down 5-3 in the top of the 8th. We'll take another break on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. The Reddies in trouble, down 5-3 in the top of the 8th inning. The Lady Rangers have plated 2 so far, 3 singles in a row, actually 4 singles in a row. As we're going to come right back to the action, but it looks like we're going to have another stop. We'll kind of recap the inning, recap the game. The Lady Rangers struck first in the top of the 2nd with a 2-run home run. Padded the lead in the top of the 3rd with a solo blast. Reddies got back in it in the bottom of the 4th with 2. One was a solo shot from Monica Monreal, a homer to left center field. And Alyssa Dixon came around to score later in the inning. The Reddies tied the game after some shifty base running. Kaylee Reese got purposely caught in a rundown, allowing Brooklyn Jimison to score from 3rd. And in the top of the 8th, though, after it was 3-3, the Lady Rangers have singled 4 times in a row. Most recently, it was a 2 RBI single to deep right field. Mallory Brewer has come back to the game for the Reddies. Pretty much the starting lineup kind of reset for Henderson State right now. Mallory Brewer back pitching. Christiana Camp back behind the plate. Abby Moore back at 3rd. The 1-0. Now 1-1 as Caden Cunningham swings and misses for the Lady Rangers. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 8th. Cunningham fouls it back into the netting. Tied 3-3 heading into extra innings. The Lady Rangers have scored 2 here. The 1-2. That is popped to 3rd base. Moore scoots under it, makes the play, 2 down. Bailey Whitener, the 3rd baseman, batting 7th. 0 for 2 today. Strike 1. Reached on an error to the shortstop and grounded out to the shortstop. So if you're Ashlyn Taylor, look alive. The 0-1 outside into the opposite batter's box. Count evens. 1-1, 2 down. 2 runners across already in the top of the 8th. The 1-1. Outside. Brewer started the game, has now gone 4 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. 2 strikeouts, no walks. The 2-1. Low and outside. Count goes to 3-1. Brewer very rarely walks any batters. Strikes out 4.5 for every walk she allows. The 3-1, but that's one of those walks, and the bases are reloaded. The 5-pitch walk, which brings up Lindsey McElroy, the center fielder, who is 0 for 3 today. Now batting just 125 on the season. The 0-0 pitch also outside. 1-0 count. Brewer going to get a mound visit from her colleague behind the plate, Christiana Camp. Brewer in her start was so efficient with her balls and strikes. At one point had 34 pitches thrown, with 30 of them were strikes. 70% strikes to balls is pretty good. 90% is pretty much astronomical. This one is way outside, and Camp has to slide to her right to keep it in front. 2-0 count. Might be a hard take right now for McElroy as Brewer tries to locate the strike zone. The 2-0. She does. That's a strike. Just caught the outside part of the plate. 2-1. 2 outs. Righty's looking to limit the damage here. Already 2 across in the top of the 8th. The 2-1 count. High and inside. 3-1. One more ball. Walks and a run for the Lady Rangers, and would give them a doubled up score on the Reddies. The 3-1. Right down the middle. Over to shortstop position. Taylor unable to make the play. And Henderson State's defense continues to let them down. Some tough plays, but gotta make them. 3 plays this inning have gone off of Henderson State gloves, as the Lady Rangers add 1 more on another error as Michelle Sorensen comes into the ball game. She warms up. We'll step away on the Henderson State Sports Network. Michelle Sorensen into the game for the Reddies as she tries to get out of this inning. The 3rd pitcher already so far in the top of the 8th. Swing and a miss from Morgan Kirk, the 9-hitter. Her 4th trip to the plate. Pretty rare, a 9-hitter. Bats 4 times in a softball game, but Lady Rangers with 9 hits and the Reddies with 3 errors today is giving the Lady Rangers a lot of opportunities. Michelle Sorensen with an 0-2 count to work with, looking to limit the damage and bring the Reddies up to the plate with a chance to win it. That's the Uncle Charlie, and that's strike 3, a backwards K from Sorensen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. The Reddies, though down 3, we head to the bottom of the 8th. Reddies need a trio of runs if they want to tie it. A quartet would win it on the Henderson State Sports Network. Wait, Tucker won all. Tucker got all region, but Bree didn't.
No, Bree, they both did.
Okay.
Bree was a pretty decent player, but she shouldn't be. Her team was undefeated, and she was the player of the year for JC. I voted her #1. I didn't see any of those other girls play, but I did see her play. You know, it's like I vote all the people in the JC higher because I actually see them play, so I don't really, unless your stats are just astronomical.
Watching the other state for 3 minutes in the third quarter. You're gonna lose. They already lost 2 of 1 this year.
Welcome back to D. White Field. The Reddies with work to do in the bottom of the 8th inning. Second time today they've trailed by 3 runs, trailed by 3 after the 3rd inning, trailed by 3, 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th. After a lot of singles and some sloppy defensive play, gives the Lady Rangers a 3-run lead in the top half of extra innings. Marcela Lopez at the dish, looking to get her first hit of the ball game. Pretty rare when Lopez doesn't reach base safely. She's reached base safely in 9 of her last 10 games. She was 5 for 10 last weekend with a .583 on-base percentage at SNU. First pitch a ball, the 1-0. Lopez looks at it, and there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Carly Murray for Nuwasu looking for her first win. And as a slap hit down the third baseline across the diamond. And Lopez is out by half a step. Nuwasu inches closer to their 3rd conference win, which would be a massive win for the Lady Rangers and to start this series. Henderson State against the Lady Rangers and at D. White Field historically 7-1, so double the amount of wins the Lady Rangers have ever had at this ballpark. Abby Moore turns on it, laces it down the left side, but foul for a long, maybe intimidating strike. Moore 1 for 3 today. The heart of the Reddies order hasn't done the damage they're normally accustomed to. Lopez 0 for 4, Moore 1 for 3, Monreal 1 for 2, Green 0 for 2. Around 2 for 9. The 0-1, excuse me. Murray goes to the hook and gets the call. 0-2 to Moore. But he's looking to get a rally started here. 0-2 to Moore, 1 out, none on. Reddies trail by 3 in the bottom of the 8th. Moore turns on it and sends it scorching into the Reddies dugout. Just missed Alyssa Dixon there. Murray for Nuwasu has gone 7 1/3 now with some yeoman's work. 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 extra base hits. This would be her first win of the season if she can close the door in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-2 to Moore. Sends it to third base, across the diamond, 2 out. Third baseman in the playing number 5 today for Nuwasu has been very good. Ashley Green, now 11 putouts. Not a single error. Henderson State's defenses and their fielding work has not been good today. Monica Monreal with the Reddies on life support. Strike 1. Reddies with 1 out to work with, and they need 3 runs. Tying run is in the hole. The 0-1 to Monreal. Pops it up, left field. Coming on is Cunningham. She makes the play, and that is the ball game. The Lady Rangers come into D. White Field and surprise the Reddies. They take the first of 4 in the series. Henderson State drops to 12-13, 6-7 in the GAC. A disappointing start to a series. Disappointing start to the series for the Reddies. As they drop this one 6-3, we'll take a break for a half an hour. We'll be back with the second half of our doubleheader on the Henderson State Sports Network in about 25 to 30 minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back to Henderson State softball here at D. White Field. The Reddies trying to split a doubleheader against the Northwestern Oklahoma State Lady Rangers. Back set, ready to start game 2. Michelle Sorensen takes the mound today for Henderson State after getting the last out of the game 1. Henderson State fell in that game 6-3. Abby Dieter leads us off, top of the first. Here's the first pitch from Sorensen. Hard, but a little outside. 1-0 count to Dieter, who now bats .302 after a single hit in game 1. The 1-0 to Dieter, high off the mitt and behind the plate. Catching in the second game for the Reddies is Abby Moore. Taking Abby's spot at third base, Cecily Rodriguez. The 2-0 from Sorensen. That's strike 1, a delayed call from our umpire here. Beautiful spring day. Wind bustling, sun shining. Reddies looking to get back on track. Now 12-13, the 2-1. Swung at, fouled off right behind the batter's box. Count goes even, 2-2. Dieter, .302 on the year, has started and played in all 17 games for Northwestern Oklahoma State. That's high, count full. Dieter went 1 for 4 in game 1. The 3-2 sliced to the second baseman. That's Williams. She makes the play, and we have 1 out in the top of the first inning. To bat for Owasso for the second game in a row in the 2 spot, Kaylee Johnson. Johnson 1 for 4 with a run scored in the top half of our doubleheader, the first half of our doubleheader. 0-0 to Johnson. That's inside for ball 1, 1-0 count. 1-0, 1 out, no runners on. Top of the first. Reddies now 12-13. Owasso now 3-14. Another very delayed strike call. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Kaylee Johnson. Swung on and missed. Johnson went fishing down low, came up empty. 1-2. Sorensen looking for the punch out. Laced down the left field line, foul. And Johnson stays alive for the time being. Sorensen started the series with a 1.98 ERA, and that plunks Kaylee Johnson. Johnson, 1-2 count, lingers down to first base. 20th time this season that Sorensen has allowed a free pass. Excuse me, that's the second time she's allowed 19 base on balls, and that's the second time she's hit a batter. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Madison Freest. Freest up the average from 429 to 434. That's way outside. Count even at 1-1. Freest went 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 strikeouts in game number 1. 1-1 count to Freest. Freest fouls it off left side. Chops it down on it, chasing a pitch that was out of the zone. Freest behind the plate for the second straight game. The 1-2. Bounces in front of Moore. Moore chases it down and keeps Johnson at first base. Count now even though, 2-2. 1 out, 1 on, top of the first. The 2-2 from Sorensen. Swing and a miss. She gets Freest on a pitch outside. May have been foul tipped there, but Moore squeezes it, And we have the second out of the inning as Sorensen gets her 35th strikeout of the season. 0-0 to Lee. Sorry, 0-0 to Morgan Leneve, excuse me. Leneve also had a good day. One of 3 Lady Rangers players with a multi-hit game. Earlier today, she was 2 for 4. The 1-0. That is a strike on the inside part of the plate. Count 1-1. 2 outs. And a pop out to second base. Hit batsman. And a strikeout as Leneve leaves that outside. 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Sorensen making her 4th start of the year. She's 2-2. Again with a 1.98 ERA. The 2-1. Inside. Gets away from Moore, but right in front of the plate. Moore recollects, and Kaylee Johnson stays at first. The 2-1. Catches the corner. Count even. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Excuse me, they just moved the count to 3-2. Had it wrong, my bad. Full count is full, runner takes off. And we'll have strike 3. 2 strikeouts. No hits, 1 left on base. Sorensen out of the first with no issues. Reddies look to strike first, going to the bottom half on the Henderson State Sports Network. Bottom of the first, Reddies and Lady Rangers score tied 0-0. Ashlyn Taylor leads off at the second game in a row. Taylor stayed hot in game 1 of the doubleheader. She was 2 for 4, but had some trouble in the field. Taylor now bats .471. Taylor leads off, playing short. Center field Lopez, batting third and playing catcher is Abby Moore. In the DH spot, Monica Monreal. Cecily Rodriguez plays the hot corner and bats 5th. Left field, Kaylee Reese batting 6th. At first base, Alyssa Dixon batting 7th. Batting 8th, Alexis Morton back in the lineup, in the starting lineup for the first time in a while. And finally, Lindsey Williams at second base batting in the 9-hole. First pitch to Taylor. Taylor takes it for a strike. Strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Taylor, the two weeks in a row, she's the reigning GAC Freshman of the Week. An early candidate for GAC Freshman of the Year. The 0-1 to Taylor, sent left side and into the glove of the third baseman, Whitener. Bailey Whitener makes the play, and we have 1 out. Whitener was fantastic from her third base position in game number 1. Whitener made a handful of assists on the hot corner. Marcela Lopez takes the first pitch she sees for a ball. Lopez batting .380 after coming into the weekend starting at .403. The 1-0 count. And that's now 1-1. Scoreboard incorrect. Better scoreboard work in the first game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Lopez at the dish, facing Allison Wells. The 1-1. Slapped foul into the left side netting. Lopez moving forward.
It is out there.
Scoreboard is fixed. Correctly showing 1-2. Lopez trying to be a hitter with 2 strikes against her. That's outside. On the left side of the batter's box. Lopez batting from the right side as a left-handed hitter. Count is even for Lopez. Lopez was hitless and remains hitless. Fires one over left side, but gloved and snagged by Whitener once again. She has been fantastic playing third base today. Has taken multiple base hits away from the Reddies this afternoon. Abby Moore steps up to the plate. Moore 1 for 4 in game 1, batting .368 on the season. Moore was the freshman of the week in mid-February. She nubs that one off. Short grounder to the shortstop. Shortstop charges, throws to first. And that is the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Reddies. We go to the top of the second, tied 0-0 on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. We're here on the campus of Henderson State University. Wind really whipping out behind the center field wall right now. Henderson and the Lady Rangers tied 0-0 in the top of the second. Sorensen fires the first pitch low to Ashley Green. Green 1 for 4, but 2 big RBIs in the first meeting. That one is fouled back right over the net, close to the press box. Green sent a deep shot to right field. It hit off the glove of Alexis Morton, unable to make the play, scoring 2. Lady Rangers would add 1 more and win 6-3 a few hours ago. Last pitch from Sorensen high. Count now 2-1. Green batting .226 to start this game. The 2-1 catches the inside part of the play, evened at 2-2. Sorensen in the windup. Fouled off right side, up on the grassy knoll. A lot of pickup trucks and SUVs up there. People tailgating this game, enjoying some Henderson State softball and enjoying the weather here. A little bit windy though. 2-2. Sorensen back up the middle. Tough play for Williams, the second baseman, but she makes it. She gets out Green with a step to spare. And the Reddies get the leadoff hitter in the top of the second. Caden Cunningham takes her first turn. Cunningham 0 for 3, but was nice and dependable from left field in the Lady Rangers 6-3 win earlier today. Fouled off. That's one sent left side. And Sorensen gets ahead 0-1, 1 out. none on. Top of the second inning. Sorensen into the windup, 0-1. Little low. Scorches the turf in front of the plate. Count even at 1. The 1-1. That's outside, but it's a strike. Count now 1-2. Cunningham just above the Mendoza line. And out here might put her under at 2:05, 44 at bats, just 9 hits. The 1-2 from Sorensen. Struck her out. Got caught spectating. And Cunningham back to the dugout. That's Sorensen's third punch out of the afternoon. Bailey Whitener still looking for her first hit of the season after starting the first game of the year, the first game of our doubleheader. 5 games played in. This is her 6th. This is also her 3rd start. Whitener went 0 for 2. Did reach on an error and did walk, and has been excellent at third base. Count now 2-0 as Sorensen misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Ground out to second, and a backwards K, the first and second outs. 3-0. Sorensen misses outside on Whitener. Whitener's base on balls was the first she's drawn in the first game. That's a right down Broadway. Oh, excuse me. Right down Broadway, but low. And Whitener will saunter on down to first base with a 4-pitch walk. Not really sure if that's what Sorensen had in mind. I don't really want to walk a player on, especially on 4 pitches, who hasn't gotten a hit this season. But c'est la vie. Lindsey McElroy, bat in hand, right-handed batter, right-handed thrower. 8 of the 9 batters in the Lady Ranger lineup hit from the right, hit right-handed. Count now 2-0 is, 1-1. Again, a very delayed call from this umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 runner on first base. It's low and inside. Count now 2-1. Sorensen's strike to ball ratio hasn't been fantastic so far. Here's the 2-1. That's inside. And for the second batter in a row, the count runs on the verge of a free pass. The most recent Lady Rangers hitter, Bailey Whitener, reached on 4 balls. The 3-1 upstairs, and Sorensen has walked 2 in a row as Whitener moves up to second base and into scoring position with 2 outs for Morgan Kirk, who blasted the games, was responsible for the games, the first 2 runs of the first game. She had a home run over the left field line, her first of the season. She swings and hits it to short. Taylor goes to 2, finds Williams for the 3rd out. Ready to get out of a jam. Get things going in the bottom of the second on the Henderson State Sports Network. Looking back in the bottom of the second, Monica Monreal to the dish, trying to duplicate what she did last game. She hit her first home run of her career, first home run, first hit actually, first extra base hit obviously. First pitch of the bottom of the second to Monreal. That hit her. Hit her in the back of the leg. One not even close to the strike zone as Reddies take one pitch and have one base runner as Cecily Rodriguez steps into the box. Rodriguez bats 273 coming into this ball game. Rodriguez squares to bunt, gets it down, and beats it out. Kind of a lazy play from the Lady Rangers pitcher, Allison Wells, just kind of stared at the ball and wasn't very quick to move on it. Cecily Rodriguez shows off the wheels, and Reddies have two runners on without an out in the bottom of the second inning. Kaylee Reese, one of two Reddies to have multi-hit games, to have a multi-hit game in the first half of the doubleheader. Reese went 2 for 3 and has bumped the average up to 278. She's gotten things going after a slow start. She squares to bunt, but pulls the bat back. Ball one. Reese, a 5'6" sophomore from Rio Vista, Texas. Again, slow start to the season, but has now hit safely in 14 of her last 16 games. The 1-0. Reese swings away, and that gets through. That's going to be a single, and all runners will advance as Monreal stops at third. Could have been a very awkward play. Monreal was just passing the ball as the shortstop, Kirk, tried to dive for it. Reddy's in business in the bottom of the second inning. No outs. Bases juiced for Alyssa Dixon. Dixon just with 2 RBIs on the season, a chance to get that many with a base hit. First pitch of the at-bat just clips the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 count. No outs. Hit batsman, bunt single, and a single past the shortstop has given the Reddies the bases loaded. Dixon, she singles into left field, and all runners advance one bag. Monreal scores, and the Reddies take a 1-0 lead, still without an out here in the bottom of the second inning. Dixon with a nice piece of hitting there. A clean line drive over the head of the third baseman, Whitener, allowing Monica Monreal to come around and score her second run of the season. Dixon now with 3 RBIs on the year. We're going to have a mound visit. The Lady Rangers going to talk things over. We'll step away on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Reddy's already scratched across the first run of the ball game. Still with 3 outs to spare in the bottom of the second. The bases are loaded after a single from Alyssa Dixon advances all runners up a bag. Alexis Taylor in the batter's box with a chance to extend this lead. A 0-0 pitch, low and inside. Alexis Morton one of the few seniors on the Reddies lineup. The 1-0. Morton takes that for ball 2 inside. Hitters count here, 2-0. Morton, a 5'6" senior from Princeton, Texas, played in the outfield for most of her career. Started at first base this season, now back into right field today. Morton lifts that high into center field, over the center fielder's head, and that is a grand slam! Get out the hot bread and mustard, Grandma. It's grand salami time here at D. White Field. Alexis Morton off the bench into the starting lineup, and she sent that ball deep into the abyss of the Arkansas evening. Henderson State's lead balloons from 1-5 after a grand slam from Alexis Morton. The first home run of the season for Morton, as she improves from 1 RBI to now 5, as the Reddies improve from a 1-0 lead to a 5-0 advantage. The bases cleared, but in the best way possible, Alexis Morton goes yard, clearing the bags. We'll take another break. The Reddies lead 5-0 on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. The Reddies lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Monica Monreal led off the inning, was hit by a pitch. Cecily Rodriguez singled on a bunt. Kaylee Reese singled up the middle. Alyssa Dixon, and with a bait that loaded the bases, with Alyssa Dixon singled to left field, that everybody advanced. And Monica Monreal scored. After a mound visit, Alexis Morton came to the plate, getting her first start since late February. And Morton returned with a bang. A grand slam for Morton. First home run of the year for her. And the Reddies lead 5-0 and have forced a Lady Rangers pitching change. Lindsey Williams swings at the first pitch she sees. That is foul. Pitching now for the Lady Rangers is Ariel Forsyth. Well, Allison Wells started this ball game with an 8.10 ERA. That's not going to be helped, but Ariel Forsyth up in the she's up in the rare air, 20.52 ERA in 8.1 innings pitched. The 0-1 to Williams. Same result. Foul ball down the third base line. Williams a little bit behind the pitch. Forsyth has gone 8 1/3, 18 hits, 15 walks. Williams calls time as the Reddies lead 5-0 in the bottom of the second inning. An 0-2 count for Williams, batting .340. Williams leaves it outside, count 1-2. Williams went 1 for 3 in game number 1. The 1-2 to the sophomore second baseman. Nubbed back to the pitcher. She'll try to beat it out. Can't do it. Forsyth goes to Green at first base, and the Lady Rangers have the first out of the inning. As Williams is retired, back to the top of the order we go with Ashlyn Taylor. Taylor lined out to the third baseman, her first trip to the plate. Taylor now batting .465 on the season. You know you're having a good season when you go 2 for 5 on a day and your batting average goes down. That's when you know that you're hitting the ball pretty well. The 0-0 to Taylor. She leaves it low. Count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Bases empty after Alexis Morton cleared them with a grand slam just a few moments ago. The 1-0. Taylor chops it down the third baseline. Third baseman charges across the diamond. And Whitener continues to flash the leather as she retires Taylor for the second out of the inning. Lopez.
Batting the center fielder, number 3,
Marcelo back up to the bat. Marcelo now 0 for 5 today, combining her at bat in the first inning and her game in the first half of the doubleheader. Lopez leaves the first pitch upstairs. Lopez came into today batting .403. That's down to .475. Still very good average, but Lopez to recontinue her climb up with the percentages. Slap to the left side, and it trickles away from the first baseman, Green, as Lopez will be credited with a hit. As Whitener unable to make that play. Would have been a tough one either way. So Lopez gets off the schneid a little bit, and the Reddies continue the inning with Abby Moore. If Abby Moore is able to get on, then the Reddies will have batted around. Monica Monreal on deck started this inning and was hit by a pitch. 5-0, the Reddies lead it. 2 outs. Lopez on first. Lopez, the hit and run, and right into the vacated gap. Vacated by the shortstop. That would have gone right at the shortstop Kirk, but Lopez was running on the pitch, and Kirk ran right out of her position, and Abby Moore steals a single, and now the Reddies have batted around. Monica Monreal started this inning, was hit by a pitch, came around to score on a single. The Reddies got 4 more with an Alexis Morton grand slam. Runners on first and second. The 0-0 to Monreal. Third baseman charges. Low throw right by the first baseman. Lopez comes around to score from second base, and the Reddies add 1 more. They now lead 6-0. That's going to be charged an error to the third baseman. Short hop the throw. Whitener was perfect today up to that point, but short hop to first baseman Green. Green unable to make the dig, and the Reddies continue their second inning assault. The Reddies now have a touchdown, looking for the extra point in the bottom of the second. They've scored 6 so far on 6 hits. Runners on the corners. Outside to Rodriguez, who is 1 for 1 with a run scored. Came around to score with 4 others on the grand slam. Rodriguez batting .304. 1-0. Nubs it to the shortstop. Shortstop charges, fires across, gets Rodriguez by a step, and Owasu finally gets out of a long inning. The Reddies bat around. They get 6. They lead 6-0 in the top of the third when we come back on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White. The Reddies get a touchdown, unable to get the extra point, though, in the bottom of the second. They lead 6-0 as we head to the top of the third. Michelle Sorensen works at the top of the third, facing Dieter grounds it to short. Long throw for Taylor, and can't get it there. Short hop to Dixon. That'll be the first hit of the day for the Lady Rangers. Nice play for Taylor, just not quite enough on that throw across as Dieter gets the first hit of the ball game, breaking up the no-hitter against Sorensen. Kaylee Johnson looks at a ball, 1-0. Right, he's got a grand slam, a single, and a run on an error sandwiched the grand slam. The Reddies lead 6-0 in the top of the third. 2 balls, no strikes now to Kaylee Johnson. Johnson reached in the first when it was hit by a pitch, but was stranded at first. No further damage. The 2-0. That's ball 3 now. Low and inside. Sorensen, less than half of Sorensen's pitches today have been for strikes, 46 and 22, and that is ball 4 straight balls for Michelle. Michelle has really impressive stuff, but gives up quite a fair amount of walks, and so far this season giving up around 4 walks per 7 innings. That's the 3rd walk in 2 innings plus. This is a strike right down the middle. It's fouled off by Madison Freest. Freest is she's either struck out or gotten a hit. So she's been pretty eventful from her today. The 0-1 to Freest. Freest again fouls it off left side quickly, 0-2 as Dieter returns to second and Johnson returns to first. 2 on, nobody out. Sorensen looking to shut down the Lady Rangers in the top of the third after the Reddies put on a 6 spot in the bottom of the second. The 0-2. Inside, Freest leaves it for ball 1. 1 and 2 to the catcher, number 19, the freshman. Sorensen into the windup. The 1-2. Pulls the Uncle Charlie and gets Freest to strike out once again. Big out for Sorensen as Freest strikes out swinging for, I believe, the 4th time today. First out of the inning. 2 runners on. Way outside to Morgan Leneve. Leneve, one of 7 of the 9 freshmen in the Lady Rangers lineup. 2 non-freshmen are seniors. That one's high to Morgan, ball 2. So, assuming that all these freshmen stay and they get some new players next year, every single player for the Lady Rangers next season is going to be an underclassman. The 2-0 to Leneve. Strike 1. Count goes 2-1. Inside a little high, but within the strike zone. The 2-1 from Sorensen, high and outside. Count now at 3-1 to the batter before Freest, who most recently struck out, walked. It's Kaylee Johnson. A single to the shortstop and a walk have put 2 runners on. 3-1, fouled off right side. Hit hard, but foul as Leneve tries to straighten that one out. Leneve, one of 4 Nuwasu players who have hit a home run this season. Just one of them, though. The 3-2, inside, and Leneve strolls on down to first as the bases are now loaded for Ashley Green, the first baseman. Reddies loaded the bases and then emptied them with a grand slam in the bottom of the second. Rangers load the bases with 1 out in the top of the third. The first pitch to Green. Outside. 1-0. Oh my gosh, that was extremely late strike call. Extremely late strike call, but we'll take it. was fouled straight down and back. They have caught Abby Moore. There's Abby tries to walks this one off. Moore will jog over to Sorensen and talk things over. Maybe just take a little break for herself. A few deep breaths as the count has gone 0-2. One out, bases are loaded. An infield single, a walk, a strikeout, another walk. Sorensen has allowed 5 base runners and 2 1/3, but just 1 hit. Been in and out of trouble, allowing hitters to hit just 136 though with runners in scoring position. The 0-2, Uncle Charlie, high. Ashley Green batting .226 coming into this ball game. Grounded out to second on the top of the second. The 1-2, and they struck her out. Green tried to hold up, couldn't do it, and we now have 2 down with the bases loaded. The one left-handed batter, Caden Cunningham, now takes her chance at it. Struck out looking in the second. And nothing to Cunningham. Inside for ball 1. Sorensen looking to get over 500 today. Came into this one 2 for 2-2 on the year. The 1-0. Low. Count now 2-0. Sorensen has pitched very few first pitch strikes, and the majority of the batters she has faced, she has been in a hole, coming down from 2-0 or 3-1. That's a strike. Cunningham took the bat off the shoulder, didn't swing at it, but it's a called strike regardless. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The bases are loaded. A single and 2 walks have given the Lady Rangers their best chance so far. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. Count now even at 2-2. Sorensen looking for her 6th strikeout of the day, which would give her 40 on the year. The 2-2 lifted to left field. Reese right there makes the grab, and the Reddies get out of a jam. 1 hit, 3 left on base. Reddies lead 6-0 heading into the bottom of the 3rd. Welcome back to D. White Field. The Reddies get out of a jam in the top of the 3rd. Bases loaded, and Sorensen works in and out of trouble. Kaylee Reese back up to the plate for her 2nd at-bat in as many innings. Bottom of the 3rd, Reese singled up the middle in the bottom of the 2nd. And she does the exact same. First pitch swinging off the end of the bat, but past the shortstop and into center field. Reese remains very hot. That could get her. That's going to get her very close to a 300 average. Reese came into this weekend batting .273 Sorry, 263. Reese was batting 125 through 8 games, now almost up to 300. She's been much better in the last few weeks. Dixon takes a hack, a hit and run. Reese on the move, slides in safely. Ball gets away from the second baseman, but tracked down by the center fielder. Reese unable to advance to third, but she's got a stolen base. As first pitch of that, first pitch there to Dixon was a strike, so we're having an 0-1 count here. One steak on the grill for Dixon. One for one with an RBI today. Swing and a miss, kind of a half-hearted swing there for Dixon. So moving forward when she swung the bat there, but it's a little nonchalant. Count quickly 0-2. Infield playing in. This is low, blocked by the catcher Friest. Reese thought about it, but retreats back to second. Ariel Forsyth still in the game for the Lady Rangers, has gotten that ERA down from 20.5 to 18.3. She's working in the right direction. The 1-2 to Dixon. That is low. Count started at 0-2. It's now even at 2-2. Reese started the inning with a first pitch swinging single. Then she stole second. 2-2 to Dixon. Slaps at it to shortstop. Kirk makes the play. Dixon out at first, but Reese advances to third. And Alexis Morton will have the chance for her 5th RBI of the ball game after a grand slam in the second inning. Grand slam to left center field. The wind was previously whipping today out to left center, but it's pushing to the right side. 0-0 to Morton. It's outside. Have to wait some time for the ump to make his call, because a few times I've been burned by a delayed strike call from him. Infield in. Lady Rangers trying to keep this lead at 6-0. Morton puts down the bunt. It's the squeeze play, and she gets it done. Reese comes in to score. Reese was flying across home plate before a Lady Rangers fielder touched it. Alexis Morton with a bunt single on the safeties on the suicide squeeze. She's got her 5th RBI of the game. Now 2 for 2. And the Reddies lead 7-0. 1 out, 1 on. Morton on first base in the bottom of the 3rd. Williams, the 9-hitter, takes the first pitch she sees. Morton runs on the play. Errant throw by the catcher. Again into the outfield it goes. Morton slides in safely, but remains at second. Not a close play by any stretch of the imagination. 1-0 count to Williams. 1 out. Morton stands on second. Slap to third base. Caught as Morton retreats back to second. Third baseman playing so far in on Williams, because if that gets down, that's a hit 9 times out of 10. Ashlyn Taylor back in the box. 0 for 2 today. Already 3 at-bats in 3 innings. First pitch of the at-bat, a little high. Count 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Reddies lead by a touchdown, 7-0. Run scored earlier this inning with a Alexis Morton suicide squeeze that scored Kaylee Reese. The 1-0 to Taylor. Thought about it, and Morton moving on the pitch. Passed the ball on Madison Friest. So now a base hit. Most definitely score Alexis Morton. The 2-0 hitters count to the Reddies' best hitter so far this season. That's outside. Taylor spits on it. And we're on the verge of first walk. excuse me, that'll be the first. This will be the first walk of the day for Taylor if she can draw it. The at bat continues though. That's a strike. Count now at 3-1. Alexis Morton on third base. Bunt single, stole second, and advanced to third on a pass ball. The 2-1, slapped up the middle, into the alley, and Taylor going extra bases. She's going to take a long turn and go back to first. Scoring Morton easily, and the Reddies put up a crooked number for the second inning in a row as they now lead 8-0 here in the bottom of the third. Reddies had a team meeting. Reddies had a team meeting after a long coaches meeting after the first game. Reddies were disappointed to drop the opener of the series to Northwestern Oklahoma State, a team that came into this weekend just 2-14. Looks like that the team meeting got through as it's been already so far. Lopez slaps it to the shortstop, and that's going to be an error as Morgan Cook unable to field the ball, and Lopez will reach first base, sending Taylor to second. Lady Rangers now get together for a mound visit in the circle, trying to regroup and get out of this inning, trying to keep this one respectable as Henderson State leads 8-0 in the bottom of the third inning with Abby Moore stepping to the plate. Moore 1 for 2 so far today. Grounded to the shortstop in the first inning, singled and advanced to second. Singled and advanced to third in the second inning, but did not score. 2 runners on base for Moore. That pitch is outside. 1-0. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Reddies have plated 2 already. Taylor on second, Marcelo Lopez on first. That one is outside apparently. Forsyth being squeezed right now. Hitters count 2-0 for Abby Moore. Was freshman of the week back in mid-February after a great performance in the Alvey Early Invitational. 3-0 to Moore. 1 more and the bases go loaded. That weekend culminated with a walk-off home run for Moore against Emporia State. 3-0. Moore unaware that she had 3 balls and now jogs on down to first base. Bases are loaded for the second straight inning. And the Rays looking for their second grand slam of the day, as Monica Monreal looking for her second home run of the day. She had a solo shot in game number 1 of the series, her first hit of the season, her first hit of her career as a freshman. Bases loaded, 0-0 to Monreal. Leaves that low and outside, skips on the dirt. 1-0 count, 5 balls in a row from Ariel Forsyth. Reddies lead 8-0, 6 in the second, 2 in the third. Looking for a few more here. That's a strike. First strike after 5 straight balls from Forsyth. Man, that might have been the full take, making Forsyth prove that she can find the strike zone once again. Count 1-1, 2 outs, bases loaded. Monreal leaves it way outside into the opposite batter's box. Monreal batting .235 on the year. Came into the weekend around .231. 0 for 1 so far in this game. She lifts that one to center field. McElroy going back on the track, makes the catch. Northwestern State gets out of the inning, but not before the Reddies put on 2 more. Henderson State 8, Northwestern nothing on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field here on the campus of Henderson State University. The Reddies lead 8-0 as we enter the top of the 4th inning. Reddies stranded the bases loaded in the bottom of the 3rd, but that was after they pushed across 2 more runs. 7-8-9 hitters up for the Lady Rangers. Whitener looks at a called strike. Whitener talking a broken record, but she's still looking for her first hit of the season. She reached base safely in the 2nd with a walk. That one skips in there. 57 feet from Sorensen, who was allowed 5 base runners, but only 1 hit, 4 walks for Sorensen, 5 strikeouts, 66 pitches in 3 innings. On the corner, no strike given though. Sorensen just missed. Sorensen just around 50% strike to ball ratio, not a great ratio. 66 pitches thrown, 33 strikes entering this inning. That's right down the middle, chopped up the middle. Nice play by Taylor, spins and fires, she got her! Excellent play by Ashlyn Taylor, ranging to her left and making the play. Leadoff batter retired in the top of the 4th. The 8-hitter, McElroy, also walked in the 2nd inning. That's how the Lady Rangers have really gotten most of their threats today with free passes. This one fouled off over behind the Lady Rangers dugout. Count 1-1. Or excuse me, 0-2. Sorensen looking for her 6th strikeout of today's ball game. She gets it. McElroy swings straight through the fastball. 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. Sorensen strikes out her 6th. Sorensen now up to 41 strikeouts on the season. The 9-hole hitter now Morgan Kirk, who homered in the first half of our doubleheader. One just misses outside. Count 2-0. Scoreboard a little bit behind the times right now. It says 1-0 on the scoreboard. This is set through the left side. Nice piece of hitting by Morgan Kirk. Kirk came into this one batting 182. Certainly hasn't looked like a 182 below the Mendoza line hitter this afternoon. She homered in the first game and slaps a single through the left side for the Lady Rangers' 2nd hit of the afternoon, or 2nd hit of today's game, or 2nd hit of this game. 2 outs, 1 on for the Lady Rangers. This one is sent left field. On the run is Reese. She makes the play. Raiders get out for another scoreless frame. Try to pad their lead in the bottom of the 4th on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to D. White Field. Henderson State pitching a shutout right now. And in control, they lead 8-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Bottom half of the Henderson State order due up to bat. Cecily Rodriguez will lead things off just under the 300 threshold. Hit here probably would get her above 300, batting .292, 1 for 2 today. Ariel Forsyth still in the circle for the Lady Rangers. She's gone 2 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 1 free pass, no strikeouts. Rodriguez leaves that one low. The 1-0 to C-Rod. Brings the bat off the shoulders, doesn't offer at it, but a strike anyway. Henderson State as a team, a 9 for 20 today. 7 for 13 with runners on, 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position. On the other hand, Lady Rangers 2 for 14. 1-1 is away. Count to 2-1. Lady Rangers 2 of 14. 0 for 7 with runners on, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. 2-1 to Cecily Rodriguez. She squares to bunt. Foul. Count even at 2-2. Rodriguez, 12 at-bats with the bases empty coming into the weekend. .250 hitter in those situations. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. High and outside. Count now full as Rodriguez wants to up that really impressive on-base percentage. Rodriguez paid for that on-base percentage, though. She's been hit by a ton of pitches this season. The 3-2, fouled back. Rodriguez has walked 1 time. Her you don't see a lot of hitters with their on-base percentage 200 points higher than their batting average who have only walked once, but she's been hit by 9 pitches. Any way you can, I guess. Count is full. Bases are empty. There are no outs in the bottom of the fourth. The 3-2 to Rodriguez. To second base. Tough play, but made by Johnson. Gets it on the backhand. And Rodriguez is retired. Nice play again there by Johnson. Took a hit away from the Reddies and Rodriguez. Kaylee Reese, she's had a really nice day at the plate. And the Reddies, in the first half of today's action, Reese was 2 for 3. In the second half of our doubleheader, Reese is 2 for 2. Gotten that average up from 263 to 296. She leaves ball 1 outside. Reese 4 for her last 5. Reese again, very slow start to the season, was batting 125 through 5 games, but has been fantastic as of late. 1-0 to Kaylee. Turns on it. Sends it foul. Off the netting in front of the Lady Rangers dugout. Reese on the season. 81 at-bats, 24 hits, a double, 2 triples, 11 RBIs. In the windup, Reese pops up to the first baseman in foul territory. The play is made by Green, and that is the second out of the inning, as Reese now 2 for 3 in both the first and second half of today's doubleheader. Alyssa Dixon looking to get things going. Restart a rally with 2 outs here for Henderson State. Dixon 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Nothing and nothing count. First pitch is inside for ball 1. Dixon now batting .325. Started the weekend at .314. 1-0. Swung on, line to short. On one knee is Kirk. She makes the play. Ready to go up and down in order. 8-0. And this will serve as the top of the 7th, really. If Henderson State can get out of this inning, get out of the top of the 5th scoreless, they will win as they lead by 8 on the verge of playing 5 innings. Sorensen with work to do as the Reddies try to play a short one and run rule the Rangers on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to the top of the fifth here at D. White Field. Henderson State up 8-0 on the Northwestern Oklahoma State Rangers. Kaylee Johnson digging in to lead off the fifth. Slapped left side, fielded by Taylor. Snap throw, one pitch, one out. Sorensen trying to go for the complete game and a shutout. This would be her third complete game in 4 starts for Sorensen this season. Sorensen's worked in and out of some trouble, just 2 hits against today. Fouled off by Freest. Freest 0 for 2 today. 0 for 2 in this game. Again, she homered in the first half of our doubleheader. 0-1 count. 1 out. Freest waits on it, sends it foul, hits it hard, but foul off the crack of the bat. Quickly 0-2. Freest 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts today, not the nightcap Freest was looking for after a nice start in the first half of our doubleheader. The 0-2 from Sorensen. High and outside. Freest turns it down, and count now at 1-2. Sorensen 4 1/3, 2 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Back up to the pitcher. Rodriguez fields and throws it away. That's going to be charged in error. And the Lady Rangers have a base runner here in the top of the 5th. Just got right by Sorensen. And got by Sorensen. Rodriguez had time to make the play, just maybe forgot who was running the bases. Could have set her feet and fired across there, but a little bit too quick, and Lady Rangers have a base runner here in the top of the 5th as Morgan Leneve digs in. Morgan 0 for 1. Has reached base once. Struck out in the first, walked in the third. Leneve DHing in both games, so she's had a relaxing afternoon. Neve swinging at the first pitch, fouls it back. Sorensen trying to get above 500 and trying to get the Reddies back to 500. Henderson State fell to 12-13 after losing the first game of the series. Another foul ball in the 0-1. Count now 0-2. Sorensen got a win against Oklahoma Baptist on March 2nd. Wasn't great in that outing, but the Reddies came back with the bats and won. 0-2. Strike 3. Got her looking. Leneve goes down, and the Reddies on the verge of ending this ball game. Have a discussion with a pinch hitter. We'll step away for a very quick break on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome right back to our broadcast. Number 14, Summer White, to the plate for the Lady Rangers. No hits so far this season. 5 games played, 1 start for Summer. 6 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. First pitch of the at-bat, a strike, 0-1 count. 2 outs. Sky to center field. Lopez under it. Makes the catch, and that is the ball game. Sorensen gets a complete game as the Reddies run rule the Lady Rangers, and they split the Friday series. We'll be back tomorrow at noon and 2. Henderson State drops the first one 6-3, comes back and wins the second one 8-0. Thanks for joining us today on the Henderson State Sports Network. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for more softball action.